haven't made a video in a while, and that means we have a lot to talk about. And first things first. So, now that that's taken care of, we can move on. So back to what we were talking about last time, and consequently the reason I haven't made a video in quite some time. Snooki! So, the book really wants you to know the title. And as such, they give it to you a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yes that's right, 6 times before you even get to the story. It's not that complicated a joke. A shore thing. They live on Jersey Shore. Wow. So, first things first, I've underlined things that I've noticed in the book. The dedication. It's actually to Guidos and Guidettes. A fist pump for all of you guys. Next, there are the acknowledgements. She says, "Thanks Mom and Dad, you have been so loving and supportive. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. First of all, Snooki, weren't for you. Second of all, duh, sperm, egg, zygote. I mean, that's just science. Another thing I noticed in the acknowledgements, she thanks her amazing pets, Rocky, Tommy, Vito, and Gia. Yes, the main character of this book is named after one of her pets. And finally, now we get to the actual meat of the story. Chapter 1. Karma's a bitch. Bitch. Seriously, that's the title. And I know what you're thinking. What first words is Nicole Polizzi going to inspire us with to start off her fantastic tale of summer love and glory? Life was hard, but a poof, that should be easy. Yes, Chapter 1 is actually Snooki introducing us to the characters whilst talking about how they are dressing up and doing their hair. It makes for a fascinating read. Some noteworthy passages. Well, we're introduced to the characters. Gia, who is described as being short, fun-loving, and a little bit more trouble than anyone would bargain for. And Bella. A few noteworthy passages. Tonight, humidity was a bitch. Already, I would recommend Snooki read a thesaurus, but we're just on the first page. After failing miserably at dolling herself up, she goes on to describe her bungalow. The most interesting part, the red, velvet, super soft couch, which Gia dubs the makeout zone. And I quote, "With any luck, hot Guidos would kiss her on it." Hot Guidos indeed, Snooki. She could already picture herself and a yummy juice head rolling around on top of it. Juice head. Did she just picture herself with a yummy juice head? What's a juice head? I know what a juicer is, but what's a juice head? Something that has juice for a head. Wait. So after fantasizing about her lovely Kool-Aid man, she goes on to describe Bella, who apparently has the best boobs money can buy. Tonight, she was wearing her club bikini top, which is basically 2 silver lame triangles the size of Doritos, connected by a couple of strings. She's a classy lady. Then they go on talking to each other. "Oh, Bella, if I could trade bodies with you, I certainly would. Oh, Gia, but what about you? You have natural boobs and blah, 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 blah." When describing the move from Brooklyn to the Jersey Shore, she says that she had to bring a separate suitcase for her lashes, clips, makeup, hair products, and tan-in-a-can spray. How many cans of tan-in-a-can do you need? You're on the Jersey Shore. There is a lot of sunlight. Well, when all that is said and done, they do what all young women on the Jersey Shore do for fun. Go to the club to get drunk. At first, hesitating at the long line into their favorite club, Karma, oh, where the title comes from. Clever. They decide to instead opt for the VIP entrance. They figure that as long as they have boobs, they'll be able to get in. Guess what? It works. At one point, a young man comes up and introduces himself to Gia and Bella. He wears bangs in his eyes, cargo pants, high tops, and a stretched out white t-shirt with the words Mr. Pink on the front. So not Gia's type. She preferred her men big, ripped, tan, and gorilla. She uses gorilla as an adjective. This kid, he didn't even look Italian. Tragedy. Seeing as how Benjamin is so not a shore boy, Gia decides that she could, and really should, I kid you not, write a book about the differences between city boys and shore boys. Wow, Snooki. Clever. Putting a character in your book that's you that wants to write a book. How do you do it? By the way, Gia's drink of choice? Slippery nipple. I will say one thing. Snooki's favorite musical artist, who is currently playing in this club, is Deadmau5. Now there's a pleasant surprise. Then Gia finds him. Who? Well, Steve from farther away from the camera. The guy she's going to take home and sleep with. Oh. Okay. His name is Rocky. To which Gia thinks, Rocky in his jeans. Rocky in his jeans. Now, there's a euphemism that I don't quite understand. Now, guys, I gotta say, their conversation is quite pleasant. It's the age-old art of seduction. She says to him casually, "Are you from around here?" To which he replies, "You've got a nice rack." And with that, Gia wraps her legs around him and starts making out with him on the dance floor. Again, this book is filled with the class, elegance, and grace that you could only expect from a major character on a show on MTV. But wait, there's more. From across the floor there was a cry of, "Bitch, get away from him!" Ooh, things are heating up now. Bony fingers grabbed Gia's shoulder and yanked her out of Rocky's arms. She hit the floor on her heels like a cat, but then stumbled and landed on her ass embarrassingly. It happens to the best of us, Snooki. It turns out, this girl, who just hauled Gia off her would-be gorilla for the night, is Linda Patterson, someone Gia knows from high school. Linda Patterson is not pleased. Linda Patterson calls Gia a whore, to which Gia, taking the high road, replies, "I'm not a whore, I'm a slut. There's a difference." Now that is some verbal jousting, folks. And then Rocky laughs and said, "Ha! She's funny. We should invite her over for dinner." And Linda Patterson calls him an idiot. And that's the way the chapter ends. Honestly, that's it. Chapter over. Well, we managed to make it through the first chapter. If they say don't judge a book by its cover, is it okay to judge the book by its first chapter? Because if it were, I would stop reading it now. But I'm not going to, because I owe you guys like 4 more videos, and they're gonna be up soon. Scout's honor. That would mean more if I were a scout, wouldn't it? Oh well. In any case, think about what we've read this week, guys. And if you don't want to think about what we've read this week, then you don't have to. I'm not going to force you. Tune in next time when Bella tries to get a job with Tony Troublino. What's going to happen next week on A Shore Thing? Probably the exact same thing that happened this week on A Shore Thing. Just about nothing.
All you need is love.